Okay, it's 1:30. This is the January 3rd Chartered Clubs Committee meeting. Happy 2023 to all who are attending and all who are watching. I'm going to call this meeting to order, and if you will join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and stand if you're able to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. We do have a quorum. Mr. Freed is still on holiday. He will be here for the next meeting, and Mary Kay Vidal will join us shortly. She finishes up a meeting of her club. So we have established a quorum. As far as the meeting minutes from last meeting, if there are no objections, any objections, okay, we will consider those approved. Okay, for the first item, number 3.01, staff report. Casey, do you want to hit us with that?
Hello, Happy New Year, everybody. Yes, so everybody should have received an email. We've been trying to make sure that we communicate to everybody on your categories for your Charter Club Officers meeting that's held this Thursday and this Friday. Primarily, I have golf and the theater on separate days, but those are listed as well. I guess I could put that up. I'm sorry about that. So I just look forward to meeting everybody. Hopefully we can get through this and make a lot more sense of each category, and it will be helpful in the future. Treasurer's meeting is Wednesday next week. I know we had a typo in the MailChimp that I sent out. So it is Wednesday, January 11th at 10 o'clock here at the lecture hall.
That's it. Nice, short and to the point. Thank you, Casey. Okay, let's have the liaison reports, and I'm going to start over here with Carol, if you're ready. And even if you're not.
Apparently, my clubs must be well managed because everything is running smoothly on all of those. My routine is usually I schedule a visit with one club each month, and in December I visited the Broadcast Club, who are moving forward with a new project that seems exciting, and offered my help on that, and everyone else is self-sufficient.
Great, thank you. Karen?
Kathy has ours.
Oh, Kathy has yours. Okay. Kathy?
Sorry, very quiet in December. I think because of the transition into new officers, it was really hard to reach anybody. So hopefully, as soon as we get our new contact list, we'll be able to get back in touch with a lot of our clubs.
Okay, no news is good news. Nick?
Yeah, well, as I'm new here, I've only spoken so far with a few of my clubs. I just focused on those where we were waiting for feedback on the on-club track. On those, 2 clubs have new presidents and asked me to call back in January. There was one issue which was reported to me, which was the sound system at Beardsley Pool, but Casey's got that under control, or certainly in hand anyway, to have the sound people come back to Beardsley. And as for the other clubs, I hope to see them all on Thursday. I don't know if I can steal a minute from your agenda on Thursday, Casey, to say hello to everybody in Water and Fitness, and then start making contact with the new presidents and those I haven't spoken to yet.
Great, thank you, Nick. Vicki?
John Freed, who is the liaison with me for the sports club, and I made an agreement that we were going to split up the list of sport clubs. So I will be working with pickleball, mini golf, bocce, Johnson lawn bowls, Shuffleboard West, and the Sportsman's Club. And at the meeting on Thursday, the officers' meeting, I'm going to see if I can make arrangements with schedule with the onboarding officers because I also decided to really wait until any new officers would be involved rather than ending the year doing it. So as I attend that meeting, I'll be speaking to those individuals. At least that's the plan.
Okay, thanks, Vicki. Connie, go ahead.
I have the social clubs, and I notified my clubs in December that I was going to hold off until January, so that, number one, to get through the busyness of the month, and number two, because we have new presidents and boards coming in. I will be at the meeting on Friday, Casey, and hope to meet the new presidents and the old then. And we'll be attending their board meetings or talking about the best way to get together with them to find out what issues they have.
Great, thank you. Judy?
I have card players of Sun City West, or I should say I have card clubs. I have talked to all of them in December. The biggest news we have is as of this month, the bridge clubs have joined, and they are now Sun City West Contract Bridge Club under the auspices of card clubs. And it seems to be going quite well. The one issue that was brought forth, I've talked to Casey about, and we're going to work on. That's all I know.
Okay, thank you. Appears that end of the year slowdown has been in effect, and we expect good things next month from reports. Okay, good. New business item number 2, the RR&P. Oh.
Hobbies.
Fitness and dance.
Okay, next agenda item is the RR&Ps review. We're not going to review the RR&Ps here today. You've got them in your packet. What I would like you to do, this is going to be a multi-month effort, is become familiar with these RR&Ps, especially as where you believe that things need to be changed. I know that there's some wording in there that is ambiguous. Some of it's frankly hard to understand, and there are probably some things that are need to be included, perhaps some more definitions, that kind of thing. So for the next month, please be making your notes, and we will start to go over those through the rest of till our session ends at the end of June. Any questions on that? Okay, good deal. Carl? So this is, Carl's going to review Chartered Club Committee 50K plus capital submissions.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Good seeing you. Over the last few months, we had the opportunity to show you all of the capital projects that were presented for governing board consideration. Every committee did a yeoman's job on reviewing that and answering questions and kind of getting the governing board ready with the information they needed to make good decisions. This first September through November process of the project planning process was so that the governing board could approve the capital list for the general manager. So what I've got in front of you today is that cleaned up list. You've seen 2 rounds of the original discussions of where the capital project started, but this is the list that's going into blended into the annual budget that will be soon introduced with the operating budget that the governing board will be working with for the final budget at the end of the year approval cycle. So generally at Charter Clubs Committee, we review the things that are pertinent to charter clubs. But I'd always like to have the full transparency. So you'll see in the General Manager FY 23-24 capital budget column, the full capital budget that has been given to the General Manager and our accounting department has in their possession for the budget purposes. Off to the right, you will see 3 items that pertain specifically to charter clubs so that you are aware of the final list of items that have been proposed. So you can see that the Palm Ridge pickleball light fixtures convert LED 1 through 18 to new LED fixtures for $309,000 has been approved. We move on to R.H. Johnson, the bocce courts flooring replacement, $197,600. Currently, this has a few more little dynamics to work out, so there might be a few dollars added to that item before the budget's fully approved. So if that's the case, we'll bring that back to you for any comments. And then finally, you'll see that we have a project at the metal shop for $51,500, and that is the metal shop roof tile replacement. And at the same time, we'll technically be doing the flat roof restoration as well for $40,170. But again, overall, in the general manager's list, all of your reviews and comments from chartered clubs, properties committee, and from budget and finance. Ultimately, this list came together, and this is what we will be working with in the FY 23-24 budget. Do I have any questions?
Yes. I thought I see two here, Clay Club, flooring replacement, and lawn bowling. Are those
So-
club related?
Part of the January through March project planning process, the only reviews that we technically go on with are above $50,000. And then there's another step to project planning process above $100,000. So as the months go by, if there's any deliberation from the governing board, or maybe for financial reasons something has been removed or needs to be removed, this is why we have these levels of review.
Great, thank you. I missed that. Any other questions from the board? Okay.
Thanks for having me today.
Thanks, Carl. And now that Mary Kay has joined us, I'm going to go back to the liaison report. So Mary Kay, if you can give yours, that'd be great.
I really have nothing to report on the liaisons
You have nothing to report. Why is that?
because I haven't contacted them in the month of December. Or do you want the featured club?
No, just your liaison.
Yeah, no, during the month of December, I did not contact him.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, other than,
Right. Okay, no, everybody else said the same thing. It's just I wanted to make sure. Okay. And if you can let Karen know what clubs you have, what your category is.
I've got the hobbyist clubs.
Okay, we've blown through the agenda, which is a record for us. Are there any comments? I'll start over here with Judy.
Just a brief update maybe on Club Track Committee that we're on. We have contacted the remaining clubs that had not answered our survey results, and we're going to be putting that into a spreadsheet soon. For the January and February, we're going to allow them to get their Club Track reports, all the clubs, and then we're going to do another survey that will be, we hope, a mandatory survey that they'll have to answer as to how it's going in January and February. And then we will report back in the April timeframe to this committee.
Okay, great, thank you. Kathy, any comments? No. Okay. Connie? Vicki? Nope. Nick? Nope. Karen?
Just one. How many clubs are left that still have to go over their bylaws with Casey?
Oh, I would say about 15 to 20.
Okay. So that way, if we get together with some of our craft clubs, and if they say, "Oh, you didn't do it," then we know to tell them, "Hang in there, it's coming."
Yeah, I have the list. So we know there's a lot pending right now, which are quick. There's a lot still on Dory's desk that we're just trying to wait for the signature from the president.
Yeah.
And then there's some that have still yet to meet with us.
Okay, thank you.
So that means that you've got about 75 done, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Carol? Any
Nope, I'm good.
Mary Kay? Okay, I have a comment. I know that's hard to believe. The Club of the Month, I want to talk about that because back in October, and I encourage you to go back and view this meeting, the video of this meeting back in October. And at that time, we kind of verbally agreed on an approach that was more geared toward featuring clubs, in which we talked about rather than nominations and removing competitiveness of nominations, that we would go toward a feature presentation, which would be, and we did not work this out, but it would be put back onto the club, that they would come up with a marketing type statement or a sales type statement that would be published on their behalf. Then in November, we came back and we voted and we agreed on something entirely different. We continued with the nominations and the voting and all of that. So since then, we haven't gotten any traction with this. So what I would like you all to do for our next meeting is think about this again and think about not only which way you'd like to go, but think about how it would be implemented. I think that's where we got lost the last time. So think about how you'd like to see it get implemented, and we'll talk about this. What I'd like to try to do is to have fewer people involved in this. Right now we've got, Casey's in this, we're all in this, the clubs are all in this. There's a lot of moving parts here. I'd like to simplify it if we possibly can. So thank you. So we'll do that for next month. So any other last comments? Go ahead, Carol.
In the interim, are we still choosing a club?
In the interim, we're dead in the water.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, I'm going to open the floor to our visitors.
I'm Michael Heim, 73271, represent KSCW Radio and the Broadcast Club. This is addressed to both the Chartered Clubs Committee and Sun City West residents. I fear this may muddy the waters even further, Jack, when you hear what I'm going to say. From featuring public service announcement to public service events, KSC has long been an avid supporter of our wonderful clubs. Today, we are happy to highlight a new show that has been a year in planning. A clubs segment will be added to our community chat program. The show will, without overstatement, celebrate each club's history, activities, accomplishments, notable members, and future plans, among other items. Shows are outlined in advance, but are recorded on a handheld microphone during a walkthrough tour of each club. A pilot show was recently completed with Computers West, and approved by our programming group to air sometime in January. Additionally, we're in contact with 3 other clubs who I will say are under consideration, at least we're somewhere in that talking process. I don't believe there's any other major details I have other than saying, here it is. So.
Thank you for that. I don't think it muddied the waters at all. I think it's a great opportunity for clubs to do this. And if you've got a prepared statement that you could give to Karen, then we'll make sure that gets put verbatim into the minutes. Can we have an agreement on that? Consensus? Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. That's great. Any other comments from our guests here today? I'll take that as a resounding no. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you for coming.